Welcome to this exclusive interview with Jason Lockridge, a driving force behind Youtopia, the groundbreaking health and wellness business that's transforming the way we approach well-being. Youtopia commitment to enhancing the quality of life has propelled its status in the field of wellness. Youtopia's nourishment optimization engine designed to personalize nutrition is a game changer in the industry. It leverages personal data to create customized, locally sourced, and fresh prepared meals, aligning perfectly with the individual's needs. Join us as we delve into the visionary mind of Jason and his team and learn how Youtopia is making vibrant health and longevity an achievable reality for all. Hi, Jason. Welcome to our little interview here. This sounds amazing to me. I read in your business summary here that you are thinking we can live to 120.
That's yes. We do firmly believe that it's not just 120 about adding more years to your age, but it's actually adding vibrant health and longevity to basically a life well lived. And when you put that summary together, Susan, I appreciate that. But really, to reflect, we make healthy eating easy, and we make it personal about you and what you need from your nutrient needs standpoint. We make it taste delicious. We make it easily available, whether you want to come in for a kind of restaurant dine-in type of experience, or you want to enjoy that same experience at your kitchen table. And that whole concept around living to 120, that would be something to be said if it was, I told you had to exercise for 3 hours a day and you had to do all these other things that were associated to trying to extend your lifespan. What I'm really talking about is how do we make the healthy habits the easy choices? How do we make that part of what I would just call a no-brainer or simple decision? So if I had to choose between a cheeseburger and French fries and a healthy meal from Youtopia, even looking at price points and availability, I can easily choose from Youtopia, and that's what this is all about.
Now, is this a program for just adults, older adults, or younger? Where's the people who are you trying to source this to?
So I'm a proud dad of 5 children. So we have a household of 7, and the youngest is soon to be 3 here in a couple of days, and my oldest is 15. And to give you some perspective, all my family enjoys meals from Youtopia. So this is not a kind of age classification of it's only for an older generation or it's a younger generation. This is anyone who wants to improve their health through the nutrition that they're getting on a regular basis is an opportunity to come to Youtopia.
That's awesome. So what inspired you to co-create Youtopia and develop this system?
Yeah, so a handful of different personal stories. So when we, and this is going back about 7 years, there's a time where you're tired of going to the doctor and saying, hey, everything's fine, you're normal, but inside something's not quite right. All the tests come back and they say everything looks fine. All the diagnostics that the traditional kind of interactions that you would have with your doctor come back and say, hey, you know what, everything looks fine, maybe it's all in your head. Well, the truth is that's not always true. Sometimes there's other different aspects of that. And through my own kind of interactions with different health professionals and my own kind of diagnostic testing, and then starting to understand that what I put in my mouth in terms of food actually does translate into health and well-being. That's not as obvious as that may sound to you today. 7 years ago, that was something that was relatively unheard of and not necessarily in any kind of mainstream. It's becoming more popular now. We're starting to understand that if we eat, fast food all the time, or we, consume a lot of alcohol or anything else along those lines, that it actually is going to have an impact on our health. Well, it turns out if you consume a lot of nutrient-dense foods, more than just, your traditional carrot sticks and Caesar salads, health food can taste good. It has an overall impact to your wellness and your well-being, and things that don't require another prescription drug to take care of. And so when you ask the question, what started this and where's the mind behind it? It was a point of, hey, I saw for myself, I saw for my family's impact, I saw for others' impact, that what they choose to eat actually does matter to their well-being. It matters to their kind of overall health and the ability to ward off sickness. Things like, all of a sudden we go through a cold and flu season, and our children are going just fine and plowing right through it without having to take any kind of additional outside drugs. And it happens because their nutrients that they're getting at home are, matched to what their body needs and helping them fuel their immune system. So, kind of that's a long answer to your, that's a long answer.
Yeah, but you're trying to promote your health from within to combat the external factors in our world, like COVID and those kind of things.
Well, candidly speaking, when we think about what's called lifestyle diseases, things like heart disease, things like type 2 diabetes, things like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, those are legitimate concerns that a lot of Americans have, a lot of people in this society have. And it turns out that with the right nutrients and over time, I'm not saying it's a cure overnight, I'm not saying it's another magic pill, but with lifestyle adjustments and nutrient-dense meals, it turns out that those things are not only preventable, but they're also reversible. You can put type 2 diabetes in remission with a diet that's matched to what your body needs. That's something that we don't think everybody knows or realizes, and we think it's something that could be extremely helpful.
No, because I will admit, it's easy to go to the doctor and get another pill for whatever's ailing you. So what a great thing. Could you share with our viewers here, what are some of the challenges that you've encountered in the health and wellness industry, and how have you overcome them?
Yeah, so especially when we're dealing with food, there's always a handful of challenges with, everybody's got different tastes, right? So there's a concept of saying, yeah, that all sounds good, Jason. I'm glad I can eat this, but am I going to like the food? And that's kind of one of the exciting parts. We have people come in, and it's different. It's not, layered in heavy doses of salt and heavy doses of fat and sugar. It's layered with complex flavors where we have very skilled artist chefs in the back that understand the combination of ingredients turn into great food, and without the need for, an icing or a sugar enhancement or a fat enhancement or things along those lines. So kind of challenge number one is, does the food taste good? We like to say that it absolutely does, and we encourage you to come in and try it. And then challenge number two is, everybody's unique. So when you think about this isn't, I could tell you, yeah, Susan, you need to follow this diet, and it's a one size fits some. That's not true. It actually turns out to be very unique to you specifically, depending on where you currently are in your, season or your environment or things along those lines. So we actually have to understand more about you, and then all the menu items that we produce, we then put a score on. So then we say, okay, hey, based on what Susan needs, we've now scored every menu item we have. The one that has the higher score is the one that meets your needs the best. That's how you choose from the menu. Now, that allows you to get to a level of personalization without us saying, we're going to be your full-time personal chef that only makes what Susan wants, right? So now we've got an opportunity to say, here's some nutrient-dense, well-tasting meals that are designed to help a lot of people, to help them choose, this is how we're going to personalize it. And that's been the foundation of what Youtopia has been about, because you can imagine, if we had to make one meal for you and one meal for me and one meal for the other person, that we would never actually have a business behind it.
No, right. Now, can you help a person get healthy, and then can they maintain it, or will they have to always eat Youtopia foods?
Yeah, so it's a good question, and it's one that kind of sits in the answer of like the 80-20 rule, where I'm not going to tell you can't have birthday cake if you have a good foundation that you've been eating nutrient-dense meals, either from Youtopia or from your own kitchen. But if you're only eating from us, or you're only eating a healthy meal once a week, and you're consuming other not so healthy foods on the other side, we're not going to be able to help you. So kind of the direct answer to the question is, of course, we want you to eat from Youtopia all the time. Then we can actually live up to our promise of helping you optimize your health. But we understand that that's not always feasible. And kind of a separate part to that business, or that kind of point of view, is we've really intentionally designed this business to be convenient, affordable, approachable, tastes good, meet all the factors that you would find in your traditional restaurant space. And then when we layer on, and I use this joke, sometimes, where we layer on the gravy, which happens to be the health optimization point, then people understand that, okay, all these things actually come together. So we wanted this choice to be the kind of first choice you would make before you needed this health kind of aspect to it. And then once you realize that it actually is helping improve my, lower my inflammation and improve my results on my various tests, that you turn into a point where, like, yeah, this is where I want to eat all the time.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now, could you, in the ever-evolving world of wellness, how do you guys expect to stay on the forefront? I mean, is it going to be the results driven that is going to keep you vibrant and expressive in our community, or is it what do you plan on making this as the VP of marketing? I'm sure this is weighing on your mind, right?
And precision nourishment is more than just food too. So, to get to the point of actually being able to, live a vibrantly healthy life, you have to have a lot of aspects of your life heading in that direction. So we see opportunities with creating a community here locally in our first location, where you're around other people who enjoy healthy food, you enjoy healthy living. And that's a big deal. Having a community surrounding you that's constantly making choices that aren't supporting health, you're most likely going to follow that. But if you're surrounded by a community where you're uplifted and supported by others who choose healthy options, you're going to embrace those. And we see that as an opportunity to help pull more people in and create that. This is not a corporate kind of large corporation setup. This is a locally grown, intentionally designed, community-based model that we hope we can bring people in from Southwest Denver and Littleton and the Ken Carroll area that want to be here as part of our healthy community. And we think that's a real big opportunity. The other aspect, though, Susan, to answer your question directly, your body changes. So as you go through this and you start, what it looks like 3 months from now, you may need different nutrients, in 3 months and 6 months. And so this will be an ever kind of evolving adjustment that you'll have to make to your nutrient needs. That it's not just me kind of creating a marketing headline to try to get you to come back and visit. You're actually looking at test results saying, hey, no, I want to improve this area of my life. Therefore, I'm going to make this adjustment. So it's not me driving that those are the menu decisions you need to make. It's actually your body saying, okay, no, now I need more vitamin D, or now I need more protein, or now I need less carbohydrates and I need more fat. Those kinds of things aren't something that, any great marketing headline can appeal to, masses. It's actually something that's going to come from you saying, no, this is my adjustment for my body changes.
Right. This really sounds like a very individual program, which then my question, because I'll be honest here, I've been a lifelong dieter. I mean, I might as well just call myself that because I've done that yo-yo thing my whole life. So I feel like I'm qualified to talk about the yo-yo diet here. So sometimes when you get into those things, you have to take these supplements and you have to do, this regiment, this exercise program and all those things. Is that the same kind of a thing here, or are we talking really just the food and the lifestyle differences?
Yeah, so it's a great question, and thanks for sharing your personal history, and I can relate.
Sorry.
No, it's great. No, Susan, it's fantastic, and that's part of the struggle, and it's part of the reason why we started Youtopia is because there's a lot of people out there telling people what they should do, but none of them are actually helping them do it. And it falls back on your shoulders to find out, well, now what cookbook am I going to read, or what diet plan am I going to follow? And that aspect, we believe, is the real opportunity that Youtopia brings forward. We want to make those choices simple. We want to make those reports that we put through the diagnostic center as actionable as possible. And so when you think about, you asked the question about supplements. We let your body tell us what nutrient needs you have. So if it comes back and you go through the analysis in our Discovery Center and we find out that you're really low on vitamin D. Well, guess what? Vitamin D comes from sunshine, and we live in a great place of Colorado where it's sunny most of the time. And so, some of the instructions aren't going to necessarily be eat 12 bushels of mushrooms, right? You could never eat 12 bushels of mushrooms. It's to get the supplemental vitamin. Well, it's to get the supplemental vitamin D of getting outside for 20 minutes a day and making sure that you enjoy some of that beautiful sunshine. So when you talk about supplements, they come in different ways, but it's not because, you'll find this as the beauty and the core of Youtopia. We're not in it to sell you another product. We're not in this position, and any team member that you come into the store and you talk to, they're not here to try and get you to buy a meal. They're here to help you with your health. And that means sometimes you have to do different things. That means sometimes you have to, walk a little bit on your lunch break. And sometimes you have to, maybe walk up the stairs and, like I said, maybe get sunshine or something else, or maybe happen to take other supplementation that we can't expect you to eat 14 bushes of kale. Like, that's just not going to happen either, right? So
you're right. You're right.
I can give you a plate full of kale.
Yeah, sometimes I've noticed that, and I'm going to use the word diet because that's what I feel like everything else is. I get that yours is a nutritional program, and I really like that. And not using it as a diet. You're trying to focus on the inside of me. And but outside of Youtopia, it sounds to me like once you start feeling healthy, you want to take that walk, or maybe you want to do a hike or a bike ride, or enjoy the sunshine that we do have here in Colorado, and we enjoy that lifestyle. So is that what you have found with people that you have been working with? Is that the case for them?
Yeah, so it's this aspect, Susan, of I can't tell you what your why is, why you want to eat healthy. I can just help you get there. And then when you discover that you start to feel better and you no longer have pains in your joints and your knees can move a little easier because your inflammation is turned down, all of a sudden what felt like a struggle to walk around the block turns into something that you can't wait to do, or playing with your grandkids or your kids. It's amazing the impact that we use this broad term and general term of inflammation, but it's amazing what kind of impact that actually has onto your overall health and well-being. And once that starts to turn down, once that inflammation starts to become under control, you'll find amazing energy in places you never thought were possible.
What do you enjoy? Let's talk about you a little bit, Jason.
Sure.
You said you have 5 children. I have 4, so I understand a busy lifestyle. Tell us what you enjoy. What do you do outside of Youtopia?
Yeah, so I enjoy spending time with my children. So whether it's playing soccer with my 15-year-old, or it's shooting Nerf guns in our house with my 3-year-old, who is obsessed with chasing me around with the Nerf gun.
I think you must have started something, and now they're finishing it.
Oh, totally, exactly right. No, but we as a family are a tight family unit, and doing things outside where we can go paddleboarding, or we can go fishing, or even whether that's playing in the park or going for a hike. It's anything as a group keeps me excited, and not to mention all the stuff that comes along with trying to manage a household of 7 people.
Well, and it does take a village actually to grow up those 5 children. I can tell you that from experience. Is there anything that we haven't addressed that you would like to tell our viewing audience here about Youtopia?
Yeah, a key point is we open our doors to get you to try it. You don't have to buy into the whole factor that you're going to have personalized nourishment or precision nourishment for the rest of your life. We just want you to start making one healthy choice. So if that means stopping by and meeting our team here and experiencing what that meal is all about, please come by and do that. We've intentionally designed everything to be enjoyed in such a way where you have the same experience at home that you actually have here in the store. So everything you experience here in the store is really designed to be replicated at your kitchen table, because we felt that if you had to come out to eat at Youtopia every time, we would never actually be able to help you achieve your goals. So designing this whole experience to be replicated at home is what this business is all about. So if you have any questions, you'll find our team is extremely transparent. So I just encourage you to come visit and check it out. Even if you've got questions or don't think that healthy eating is for you, wait till you try the spaghetti and meatballs and understand that you can still have that healthy, delicious meal.
Now that's a carb. That is a carb full of mouth there. I happen to love pasta and know that you can't have it very often. If you could have dinner with a historical figure, I'd like to know who with and what would you serve them from your menu?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I have. Oh, goodness.
Oh, yay. Yeah. I'd love it when I stump the interviewee.
Yeah, so, I mean, one of the first ones that popped to my mind when you asked the question, and this may not be my final answer, but the first one was Hippocrates, and I would serve him something that I felt was medicine that we describe as food. So our salmon Buddha bowl that has probably 47 different ingredients in it has a rainbow of colors from vegetables, and I would ask, does this menu item support your theory that food is medicine? And I would love to get his insight on that. I think that would be pretty amazing.
Well, Jason, I have thoroughly enjoyed this little interview, and I feel like I've learned some things. Always have felt like nutrition is important in our daily lifestyle, what we put in there. So I'm just really excited to have gotten this opportunity to interview you today, and I really wish you can, all the success I can. And believe me, I think I'm going to be over there checking you guys out to see what I can do to benefit me also. So just really excited to have met you today. Thank you, Jason, for your time.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Susan. And we absolutely invite you in, and can't wait to see you here at the store.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you, Jason. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.